Starting the recording. Yeah. Good evening, everyone. Today is Natural Ecology Group 25th webinar, and the topic is know the herbal plants, identify the herbal plants and their usage and the health benefits. And today we are exclusively talking about the holy basil and sweet basil. And the presenter today is Dr. Madhavi Lata, Ayurveda doctor from Bangalore, and is the first of his series to identify the herbal plants. And every week we'll be having one or two plants dedicatedly, and we'll go in depth details in English. Yeah, Madhavi ma'am, over to you.
Yeah. Hello. Good evening, everybody. Let us pray to the divine plants first, and then we'll go into the topic. Tebaram kusuma patra falavalinam dharmavyada shita bhava rujascha yo dehamarpayanti cha anya sukasya hetu tadavadanya gurave tarave namaha. You all might be knowing this is the prayer, ultimate prayer we have to do every day whenever we see a plant, though we don't need to own those plants, trees. Our prime gurus are our trees. That's why before praying to anybody in this world, Gurave Tarave Namaha, one has to pray to these plants. Either they give us fruits, either they give us leaves, flowers, vegetables. These are, many of them are medicinal plants. There is nothing that which is not medicinal. Either it can give good effects or it can give harm effects. Both are medicinal. So those are our ultimate gurus. And about that gurus, let us discuss as per Samhitas basically, and a little here and there about their history and folklore thing also. Samhitas mainly I am quoting from Charaka, Sushruta, Vagbata and Bhava Prakasha. Some of them I got the points from Rajanigantu and all that, Dhanvantari mainly. And as I mentioned, there is nothing that is anaushadam. Nasti moolam anaushadam. There is nothing, as everybody says that no person is waste. He is of some use, either good or bad, but God created for some purpose. Like that, all these plants are for some purpose. For that plant, I am praying as my guru. So here, as much as possible, I will be sharing my experience about the plants which I know very well, and some of them which we practice in our day-to-day regular clinical practice, and some we just advise also. But basically, all these plants where we explain about home remedies and everything, basically it is just a superficial explanation. One has to go to a proper consultation and find out about Ayurveda. You all know about Ayurveda is about body constitution and how one's constitution is built up. One doctor has to, experienced authorized doctor has to figure out either Vata, Pitta, Kapha, or altogether Vata, Pitta, mixed or whatever it is. According to that, one has to actually prescribe it and use it. This is all just our knowledge purpose here we are gathered to know about. So today we are starting about Tulsi as it is a holy one, and why I chose this is antiviral and antibacterial, and as I know it from my undergrad days, why the name of Tulsi came. It is very interesting. Tulsi means there is nothing which is comparable to it, which can stand and have the equal quality like Tulsi. That is the meaning from Sanskrit. Tulsi means which is uncomparable. As on we go, even Tulsi is having many synonyms like Vishwapavani. Vishwapavani means that which purifies by its contact anything in this world. That which purifies, that is Vishwapavani. And Surasa, that which is having a wonderful smell. Sulabha, which is available easily everywhere, and also it is Gramya, means the weather also for the growing of Tulsi, tropic regions are wonderful. So Gramya is a suitable one. It is available everywhere throughout the India. You can see Tulsi everywhere, and it is a very sacred one. We all keep at our homes, Tulsi. And Bhutagni. Bhutagni means that which kills evil, that which kills microorganisms, that which kills antibacteria, that can kill that can kill viral, that is antiviral. And it is Jantugni. Jantugni means it doesn't go and kill any lions or tigers as such, but it can actually act like a anti-venom. When any poisonous insects, poisonous animals in the wild jungle used to bite people in olden days, they used to use some varieties of tulsi, the sweet basil. The juice of that sweet basil they used to use hourly base, because those days they were not having any anti-venom injections or anything. So they used to use these kind of things. Sweet basil was a wonderful medicine for that. And it is Bahumanjari. The fluorescence is very cute and beautiful, and it is long. That is why it is Bahumanjari. Shulagni. It is analgesic. It actually takes out the pain, and it kills the pain actually. Shulagni, Shula Shamana not, it is Shulagni. That means that it actually removes totally the pain itself, the origin of the pain, you can say. And as we said, there is no comparison for it. But one thing is sure, that Tulsi is not mentioned as Rasayana in Ayurveda texts. That one thing we will discuss later. And the varieties of Tulsi we all be knowing. There are so many varieties: Rama Tulsi, Krishna Tulsi, Vana Tulsi, Karpura Tulsi, and this Bhutulasi. Bhutulasi is what we call in Kannada Kamakasturi, that sweet basil. In many of our these fast foods, Italian based food items, we use that as a dried spice, sweet basil. Actually, I would say all these tulsis are having more or less same properties. Even as per the Nigantus, they didn't mention any higher qualities for one tulsi and lower qualities for one tulsi. But Karpura tulsi will have some different smell, and Krishna tulsi will have more essential oil, chemical combination. Actually, everything is same in all tulsi, so usage should be same. Tulsi, we get good essential oils from it. And actually it's just surrounded by tulsi, Brundavana itself can create a good concentration and the positive aura. That is why the every house, and if possible, now though we are living in concrete jungles, but still now even one is privileged to have Tulsi Brindavana at home. It is actually, they are the richest and luckiest people, I would say. Ultimate peacefulness and good meditative phase they can actually experience when they are sitting near the Brindavana of Tulsi.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. And Tulsi depollutes the air, so it is good to keep surrounding our area, and it is a good mosquito repellent. So natural mosquito repellent, this is one way to use tulsi powder, tulsi juice, tulsi arka, whatever in the way. Actually, slowly to start thinking in these lines, rather than using all these chemical based repellents, we can start thinking about how to use it, because this is having a base for it. We are not the first ones, because we have a tendency, everything, if our westerners followed it, or uh, before followed it, or now are they thinking of following it? Yes, they followed it. They followed it when there was a plague of this malaria in 19th century.
Mm-hmm.
They actually followed. It's really wonderful. The professor of anatomy, I actually was researching about this, and I was surprised. He made the fencing entirely with the tulsi to combat with the mosquitoes, because malaria was very endemic those days. So to combat with that, he made that with tulsi bordering. Instead of these days, what we see is croton bordering, useless croton bordering, and lots of maintenance it needs. Whereas tulsi, actually, it is good and it is very sacred, and I don't think it needs any good care in regard with the good pesticides and all that. I never saw tulsi getting any bugs or anything into it. Only the bugs which we see is, it is not bug actually, that what is that ash powder kind of thing disease it will get into. With that, tulsi will die. Otherwise, not much of diseases also tulsi will get. So they used it in history. So we have an example that yeah, Westerners also believed in it. When it coming to Westerners, actually, tulsi is having the roots even in Christianity.
Oh, super.
So yeah, this is I am really happy to share with you all. Tulsi actually in Italy and Greece. Actually, when I was in US, I used to see in all the documentaries this much lush green basil trees, basil plants looking like trees. They have grown up more than 50 centimeters and looking very wild. It's like overcrowded with sorry, overcrowded with the basil plants everywhere. When I was reading the article, I came to know that sorry, I came to know every house will have in mostly rural areas like our rural areas. Still, we are intact with all the traditional rituals and customs, everything intact, right? Like there also in rural areas of Italy and Greece, we can see these basils in front of their house, and there they keep that Calvary positioned Jesus there, because they feel it is a very sacred thing, and surrounding Jesus with that, they feel that positive aura they are getting for it.
Okay, okay.
So this is wonderful. When we say like that only for our younger generation, they will accept. Otherwise, simply if I tell to stand near that plant and pray to it, nobody will listen. Why we have to pray? I'm not simply telling to believe it, because in our ancient culture, why so and so thing is Lakshmi, so and so thing is Vishnu, all that they named, because of the value it is having and it is contributing for our welfare. In that sense, it became goddess only. Goddess is one who is doing selflessly, and in regard it is not taking anything. That is why in the early phrase itself we mentioned as Gurave Tarave Namaha. They are our gurus. And now more than that, some plants we designated as Lakshmi, Lakshmi, Rama, Krishna, Vishnu, all that, right? Because of the qualities and because of the usage and benefits we are getting from those plants is actually, maybe I am not even eligible to mention whatever remaining good qualities are. Only little here today we are going to discuss, because we may not have that much of capacity, and we are not in that level to actually grasp the value of it, where our saints and sages were talented enough to use it more better way. But slowly we'll also try in our possible means.
Ma'am, when you say Tulsi has a different names, like no different
Yeah,
varieties,
yeah. Every
how
in the name itself, in the
how
name.
how to identify each Tulsi and
No, what that these are all names, sir.
okay,
Names only these are. But what I am saying is, as per Samhitas, not much of difference from the Tulsi which we are seeing.
herbal point of view. Okay.
Herbal point of view, most of it actually, even the chemical composition also, when you see, it is nonetheless same only. Effect also will be same. Only when you actually take the leaf and crush it, you will have some smell for Krishna Tulsi, and Rama Tulsi you will not have much. Karpura tulsi will be different, and Vana tulsi, that is Bhu tulsi, will have different smell, all that. But ultimately, they all come under Ocimum santalum, Ocimum basilicum, Ocimum tenuifolium.
Okay.
All these are Laminaceae family only, and not much of differentiation as per my knowledge, at least. Maybe that's what I understood from these 4-5 samhitas.
Yeah.
So that is what I am sharing.
Okay.
And it is having antibiotic property. And this also, when a person is dying, somebody will put tulsi water, thinking
True.
that olden days we were not equipped with this so-called final assessments or so-called technology to assess a person is really dead or still breath is there, oxygen is circulating or not. So this was the way for that, actually. What they used to do is, they used to put the tulsi water. If any life is there still, this will act as an antibiotic, and the life will actually come up, and person will sit up again with the life. If in case person is dead, say, okay, person is gone, but to save the entire environment, because those days endemics, pandemics were very obvious, and why that person died also nobody would have not recognized also, even after the death also. So to save the entire environment, and to save the other persons, they used to keep that tulsi water, either person is in his last minute or after death also, so that it will not spread the entire area, whatever the organism caused or whatever the problem is. And also it used to make the body not decompose as till the process happens. That was one benefit which we can see our ancient ritual. Even today also we follow it, right? Before anybody dies, we can add it to spiritual aspect also. But if we want scientific explanation, this is the scientific because why scientific explanation is, today's generation everybody needs scientific explanation only.
True.
Otherwise they won't accept. I have 2 kids at home, everything, for everything I have to explain them scientifically. Being an Ayurveda person, explaining everything, otherwise they won't even follow anything. And when I have to propagate health in a true manner, I have to definitely explain as much as possible in the scientific pattern only. I cannot just say that, no, this is the rule, this is our ancients followed, and we have to follow. It doesn't make much sense for them. Maybe I am used to from childhood, so I will follow. But for the younger generation to follow, definitely these explanations may make sense. And one more thing, we will not touch tulsi when periods are there. And many will object it. Many will say, what happens? And I myself experienced so many times. When servant used to put the water, it will dry, and she will not even tell me. And I will just that Maryada Ramanna style she will do, and then I will just leave her saying that, okay, you don't do, I will just pay you money. And I just stopped servants also. Now I don't have a servant. I will water carefully. When periods are there, we shouldn't even touch the plant. We shouldn't even water the plant. Many will say, I saw in internet, but somebody did some research, it seems. I touched the plant, I watered the plant, nothing happened. No, it is wrong. Definitely it will have an effect, because the hormones released will have the effect on the plants, especially tulsi plants, such kind of plants, definitely they will get burnt. And here, when we are saying ancients told this and we are following, nobody will listen. But again, in Western country, in European countries, mainly where there is more this farm, where they go to farms and cut fruits and vegetables in the season wise. That season only they have to cut the fruits and vegetables. And most of the jobs are done, even ladies also used to go.
Yeah.
So those days, actually, they will not let the lady enter to the farm to cut the fruits, because they used to say that the cherry tomatoes were more there, and cherry tomato article when I was reading, there was a saying, if she cuts, she will spoil the sauce. That means that she will not do it intentionally. It is the physiological phenomena which is happening through the hormonal change. It is natural. It is natural, and nobody is having any objection for that. There are certain rules, do's and don'ts, that we can discuss in some other time. But here the topic is for Tulsi, we should not touch in those 5 days of ladies' period time. That even most of other countries also will follow, and they get the benefits also out of it.
True. Now, before we go to the health benefits and how to usage for various alignments, we'll take quick questions from the participants. Shashi ji, please ask your question.
Yeah. Or else at the end we can do.
Yeah,
because
we'll
the
take.
flow will be. Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry, the flow will get.
Actually, I was about to ask the same, this menstrual thing, and one more thing was like, which dosha, dominant or non-dominant people should take or not take tulsi? Is it for same for everyone, or is it like?
Yeah, I will explain everything. No.
Yeah.
Excuse me. I will explain everything once the discussion is over. And
Yes,
when it comes to brahmacharya, actually, in olden days, it is must that students who are in gurukulas should take their first ritual in the morning should be with tulsi tirtha. And it is a wonderful tonic, wonderful controller for male sex hormones. And male sex hormones, in sense, due to the hormonal overactivity of the hormones, testosterone and all, maybe the passion or the feeling for sex or something, if it is going wild, there it was used for controlling the effect of that. That is the reason it is advised more in Gurukula. So now the question of Shashi ma'am, it is part of it was answered. Where pitta is more dominant and hormones are more in rage, if they want to suppress that, actually it controls the sexual urge, testosterone overproduction. With that, whatever, if it is not possible, they'll get into nervous depression and all that. So it acts to combat that. And who can use it more, who cannot use it more? A lady in a reproductive age cannot actually use it more. Same with men, actually. Those who are in the married life, and those who are continuing in the married life. The before thing what I told was a person in a Gurukula, a person in a strict, stringent brahmacharya, where actually he cannot think of anything there. Like even if a married person also, he took off from his career and he want to go to Himalaya or Badrinath and have some peaceful time, and found one guru luckily, and he wanted to have some 4-year, 5-year. I have seen some of my patients also went like that. They went there and they did whatever they thought they missed in their life, all the learnings, all the yoga things, everything they learned. That time, definitely their mind should be, whatever the subject they are going to concentrate on, it should be there, right? For that, actually, Tulsi will control the the hormone testosterone point. I think everybody understood. Yeah.
Yes.
It actually basically controls not to go wild, in a simple manner. We can tell it like that. It maintains brahmacharya. Even in girls also, girls before attaining menarche, like before 11 years, 12 years of age, some girls are hyperactive and irritable mood is there, where we cannot relate it with over hormonal work, but definitely some adrenaline rush or something, we would say, right? There also, Tulsi would work better, but not after the menstruation starts, because as the Prakriti is not advisable on a regular basis, because Tulsi itself is having um, hot potency, and on regular usage it will actually aggravate the problem, periods problem, menses problem. And somebody says that it is good for menstrual problems and trans and all that. No, it is not. Menstrual problems are so many kinds, so many kinds of menstrual problems. So those who are not having enough of pitta, it will actually help them, but not in the regular menstrual problem where excess bleeding is there, and they should not take. That's why what actually I heard from elders is that in temples also, he would give by seeing. In the olden days we used to know that who all these brahmacharis will be coming and standing in first row and all that, right? They would get the tulsi with tulsi leaves, tulsi tirtham with tulsi leaves, and must, they have to eat there and they have to definitely pray to all that. It is must for them. And one more thing, we always keep tulsi in all the prasadams, right? On top of all the prasadams which we offer to any god, literally. Rama, Vishnu, Krishna, all that. I always was wondering, when I had my previous talks also, I didn't cover this point, but I was always wondering what there should be some purpose, right? Simply they were not doing it for time pass. And even when Pujari comes also, he will do with tulsi, that sprinkling water, and he will put everywhere tulsi and all that. Wherever we consume anything, on top of it he'll put tulsi, and the naivedyam prasadam plate also he'll put tulsi. What I actually observed is tulsi increases by putting that tulsi leaves on that prasadam. It enhances the resistance for disease, attracting resistance. It gives the resistance for that, and it increases the immunity power, and it enhances the value of that prasadam by all these actions. So definitely something is coming, sir. See, waiting. Something is coming. Hello? Hello?
Yeah, continue, ma'am.
Some messages are coming.
Yeah, please ignore them.
Okay.
You continue that, and we'll take some question and answers. So, ma'am, how to use this on regular basis? So, for all in generic way, any guidelines for that?
That yeah, I will tell that.
Okay.
I will tell that. No, why? Because all this introduction is to make the point, the case. Okay. So that we will not misuse, and we will not use it comes Shasahara Shasahara Dravyas are there. That group he divided it to, and Sushruta divided it to Surasadigana. Vagbata also divided it to Surasadigana. And as per Bhava Prakasha, he says that Tulasi Kataka Hrudyoshna Daha Pitta Krut Deepani Kushta Krutrastra Pashva Kafavata Jita. That means that he clearly mentioned what are the qualities and properties of tulsi. Tulsi is kapha vata shamana and pitta prakopana, and it is katu, it is bitter in taste, it is hrudyam, it is cardioprotective, it is ushna, hrudya ushna, it is ushna means very hot in potency. That is why I think Shashi ma'am asked just now, can who can use, who cannot use. Ushna, who is having the pitta prakriti. If you know your prakriti, if you know, if prior, if you visited any Ayurveda doctor, he might have told that you are vata prakriti, pitta prakriti, kapha prakriti. So actually it helps vata and pitta prakriti, and it aggravates a pitta prakriti person if he is taking this tulsi for anything in a more quantity. Anything means if you are having cough and if you are taking some tulsi medicine, it doesn't aggravate you. But if you are taking it continue, even after your cough is gone, if you are taking continuously, that will aggravate. It helps as per this shloka. Now, whatever the shloka I read, that is from Bhava Prakasha, and the definition of it in this, it helps in Durgandha Shamana. Durgandha Shamana means bad breath, halitosis. It helps in that. Take 1 to 2 leaves and chew it. It helps bad breath. And in again it says Deepana, Krumigna, Parshashula. Parshashula means the pain in the flanks. When you cough, 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 the flanks will be paining. Gas will get accumulated and it will be paining in there. And Chulagni, any kinds of pains. And Deepana, it is a good carminative. You feel hungry. You feel hungry after taking this. And it is Crimigna. It is very good in intestinal worm infestation. Right? And now I think the question what ma'am asked is clear. It is good for kapha vata. That is why whenever you see any cough medicine, you will have tulsi as one ingredient. Cough is related to either vata or kapha, right? That is why it acts very well in such kind of problems. Cold, flu, influenza, bronchitis, asthma, anything. All these related. But this is not the primary medicine that I am advising you all, just giving an idea. And as it is controlling testosterone, it is good in masturbation and excessive sex willingness or something like that. As I mentioned, it is not to be given for ladies, and it is good antioxidant, anti-stress also. That is why even I am using for some of my patients with stress where nothing was working for them. So I am using this tulsi medicine for how to use. You have to do is tulsi leaves, and to the tulsi leaves castor oil, put the
Hello. Yeah, I think we lost her. Let me check.
tulsi paste or tulsi leaves. Paste is more convenient. Actually, I feel is or tulsi leaves only. Tulsi leaves to that castor oil put and put it on the chest and make the person inhale it. Asthma will be definitely cured with it. Pimples. Pimples, it can be used as a face pack along with other herbs. It will work better when you add other herbs like chandan and kasturi, turmeric, and all these. When you add proper other herbs also with that, definitely it works. Manjishta mainly, all that. Face pack also, it is wonderful. And hair pack. Hair pack also, all the dandruff, itching, where I have seen patients, the scalp dandruff was very terrible. I just gave Nimba and this Tulsi and Amla. It worked very nice. It might work with other person is telling you. One has to check it and then tell. And in mouth, when you are actually gargling with Tulsi Kashaya, it kills the bacteria in the mouth, which will be causing the dental cavities. Which, that is one good usage of Tulsi. And in smokers also, using Tulsi leaves, Tulsi Churna, you can say Tulsi Churna you can use as continuous smoking effect will be vanished, and the bad effect with the smoking also will be gone. Tulsi Arka. Tulsi Arka, the drops of Tulsi. I think many of you might have heard. So many brands have come. Those Tulsi drops, if you are using, it needs only drops only, not some mls, just 1 drop, 2 drop, 3 drop, like that. That will be helpful in anything, all these respiratory issues or anything. And it is, as it is adaptogenic, the place where you are, according to that it will act to your body.
Okay, what is that
Understood?
mean?
Means if a person is coming from some hot climate,
Mm-hmm.
say like very hot region, like somewhere in the central India, Madhya Pradesh or some places, he's coming to some places like cold places like this Bangalore and all.
Okay.
Climate is totally extreme.
Hmm.
So this Tulsi, actually it makes the body get used to the outside environment,
Mm-hmm.
so that it will control from the infections. Body gets immune from the infections.
Mm-hmm.
So what we advise these regular travelers in some kind of traveling, their job itself is in that field, traveling and business people mainly. They'll have this Tulsi Arka, and Tulsi Arka will be immune to that weather, and for the time being they will not get any disturbances. Understood, sir?
Yeah, true. Okay.
Tulsi
So
Arka
yeah.
is Tulsi Arka prepared through this process. We are not going to discuss because we are not going to make it here. We'll get it in shops.
Okay.
You're saying something? And regular usage of Tulsi, I would not recommend actually. Regular usage like Tulsi tea, all that these days, everybody knows everything through internet, through also. I used
Right.
this, and you can use this so and so stuff. It works very well and all that. Actually, I would not recommend such habits to continue. Tulsi tea on a regular basis, it may affect the fertility, as we discussed. Men who are continuously using it may have sexual problems and fertility problems, prostate related problems. How can you tell this, madam? Do you have any proof? You might ask. But yeah, some patients, when they stopped all these so called teas, they were all right actually. Anything you should not use on your own. That is the thumb rule. Why you are using, there should be some purpose, and some duration should be there for that. After that, you should stop it. That is the reason I told, right, Tulsi was not in the Rasayana list. Rasayana we have in the rejuvenation method. It is a very basic and important method mentioned in the Ayurveda. Very important one, Rasayana and Vajikarana. In the Rasayana, Tulsi is not there. Though it is very great, it is uncomparable, all those things, Tulsi is not in that list. We have in that list Brungaraja. We have in that list even garlic is also there. Lashuna Rasayana we have. Even Amlaki is there. Shankapushpi. Shankapushpi means our, you know that, what that flower we keep to Shiva. Shankapushpi. You know that it is in the corn shape flower is. That is also Rasayana. That is Medhya Rasayana. Brahmi is a Rasayana. These are all Rasayanas. But we were not known Tulsi as a Rasayana. How can anybody take it in a long run? Right? It doesn't actually match with what our Charaka, Sushruta and Vagbhatadi told. They never told it to use continuously. So Tulsi too, all this Tulsi tea and all these teas actually are invalid. I felt very great. After that, I should stop it. I should not use it continuously. It is adaptogenic, we discussed. And the parts useful are seeds and leaves. Even root also is good. But mostly we'll use seeds and leaves.
Okay.
There is one more variety in this sweet basil that is Bhutulasi. I think everybody knows it. In Kannada we call Kamakasturi. Some call it as Vanatulsi also. Little that inflorescence for other Vanatulsi which somebody asked me, it was little different. But actually it's in books. It is Vanatulsi is Bhutulasi. That. Hello?
Yes, ma'am.
Hello. Yeah, so sweet basil again, same. That is the reason I told, right? It is also used for same cough, cold, dandruff, itching, blood disorders, so all these things. Same. That is the reason I didn't mention how to actually identify them and which plant is for what purpose and all that. Any tulsi comes under this only. All these, whatever, if you have even that sweet basil also, the seeds are very good. Seeds you can use for actually cough also. You can, the small tiny seeds will be there that you can use as cough syrup. You can make in a hot infusion of it and add honey to it, and you can take it.
Ma'am, what is called sabja is also one kind of tulsi plant, right?
That one. Yeah. That only.
Kamakasturi is the sabja. Okay. Yeah.
That one. Yeah. Only. Nice, right? Very good fragrance it is having. That only we use in these Italian-based items.
So if anyone has a excess heat, it is advised to soak that grains and then take that water.
No,
Hello.
Yeah, that is okay. Hello.
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Sometimes it's breaking.
Totally. It is. No, I can hear actually.
Okay, ma'am.
It is not actually mentioned for it because it is also hot in potency only. Because it is the same family and same properties it is having. It is also very intense. Whatever the problems it is also working on is same actually. Nothing difference from our regular tulsi. Dandruff, head, as we even discussed for tulsi also. Tulsi for hair and face, it is very good. Apart from respiratory and all these issues, it is even good for hair and face. Simply you can use, actually it is external, right? You can use it simply. And it is even actually some are doing trials on it after this radio read, but it is, I never tried actually, but it is there. And sore throat, all that also, these are regular things. Sore throat, you can use tulsi with pepper, pepper grains and rock salt. Pepper grains are those black pepper and rock salt. 4 to 5 tulsi leaves and pepper grains and rock salt. You mix it and chew it. This will be good for sore throat and laryngitis kind of thing. Many Ayurvedic formulations actually are having tulsi as ingredient. Tulsi syrups, everybody knows. Shwasakasamrutam, Kasamrutam, Shwasamrutam, all those. Tulsi Arka is made of this only. Manasamitra Vatakam. As I said, it is good in as anti-stress, right? So Manasamitra Vatakam. Manasamitra Vatakam we basically give for those who are not having basically with tension sleep. It is having main as ashwagandha, and in that even tulsi also will be there. There it acts very well. And Bilad Gutika, that is also again for fevers. Trigonicatiras, all those things, it works. Here even as a season is for the fevers, it works very well in fevers. One of the ingredients we can add with our regular protocol of Ayush, we can add this also. Tulsi. Yeah, this is about Tulsi.
Yeah. So, shall we take the question and answers, ma'am?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Ma'am, participants, if you have any questions, yeah, please raise your hand. Arunji.
Hello.
Yeah.
Good evening, ma'am. Good evening, sir.
Yes, sir.
My question is like if air or ether element, like if Vata dosha and Pitta dosha is high in a person, how Tulsi can be used? Like
that's what I told, right? It is actually helping a person with Vata and Pitta.
In case of epileptic patients.
That actually you cannot take it directly from these descriptions. You have to consult a doctor. But yeah, it can help. It can definitely help.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Given the patient is not with Pitta body more so, because sometimes it so happens that in epilepsy, some kind of epilepsy, Pitta is more aggravated, means you should not take. Otherwise, definitely it works.
If Vata is very high, then we can take it. Huh?
Yeah, we can take it, but not with my advice. I have to see that and I have to understand the condition and I have to assess it.
Okay.
Okay. Yes. Hitesh ji.
Yeah, namaskar, ma'am.
My intention is to help, not to aggravate the problem.
Okay, ma'am. Yeah.
Yes, ma'am. Namaskar. Ma'am, I want to ask that the normal panchang of tulsi which we get from the Ayurvedic shops, like it's dried and sun dried, and also it's like old, say 3-4 months, 5 months, 6 months. So like how much old like this panchang is useful? That is the first question. And should I ask the other question also, or you'll give the answer?
Yeah, you can ask. You can ask.
Okay, now this is the first question. And second is, again, we get the dried churun also of panchang. So from, if we want to, consume it, should we consume it as a kashaya or directly with warm water? And another thing is, how much would be the quantity per person and for kids, like say 4 years or 5 years, particularly in this, corona season, or can we say this influenza season?
Yeah. So the churna should be not very old. Any churna, for that matter, any churna should not be old. After 3 months, that potency of the churna will be gone.
Okay, and what about
if you are making at home, that is different. That also after 3 months, if you are opening it, once you open it,
Mm-hmm.
After that, that seal is gone means it is not having the proper efficacy what it was stored in when it was manufactured.
Okay.
So
So
the
what about
but
the whole panchang, the all the roots and the leaves and all the stems, the panchang which we get dried panchang that is sun dried. So will that affect? Will that
yeah, it will be okay. It will be okay. You
and
can
for
keep
how, I mean, how old can be used, like the dried one?
dried one at the max maybe 6 months to 1 year you can use. That is
Okay.
max. After that, I don't think. I just discard actually. Not discard. We should not discard tulsi, even the dried stem also. What I
Mm-hmm.
do is I put it in the yajna time. Whatever yajna homa happens,
Okay. Okay.
there I will actually use it. I
Okay.
will
So we
store it
can.
if it is dried. If it is too much dried and I feel I cannot use it for my medicines, I put it in the homa.
Okay. And ma'am, how to basically, give it to a person, like as a prevention for these, like a person and kids? How can we give them? Like the stem should be given, or the whole panchang should be given?
Panchang can be given, but the dosage should be actually decided by seeing the patient is good, sir. Not
Okay.
necessarily
I mean,
instead of
just for
giving
prevention, we
dosage.
can't like, we have something for prevention, like because of this season, which is going
Yeah,
on.
you can use actually these tulsi leaves. Tulsi leaves,
Okay.
keep it in water like till 8 to 10 leaves also you can keep. That water you can give it as a
As a
safe
decoction,
side.
like kashaya.
General dosage. In general, the dosage should not exceed 3 grams. Yeah, kashaya also you can give.
Okay.
That
And for
in general.
kids, ma'am?
I don't know about
Right,
your
right.
age and your body style and
Yeah,
all.
this is a general question which I'm asking for
Yeah.
everybody, so that
Yes.
everybody can get.
Yeah. So 2 to 5 ml is the regular dosage. That is the
Okay.
safe
And
dosage. Up to 10 also you can give, but 2 to 5 ml is the safe side dosage. We can add it with honey and we can give.
okay, then like we have to boil it, like say if we take say 10 leaves and we boil it in 100 ml of water, and
No,
how
no,
much
no,
should be
no,
the.
no, no. Like the tea, how you make tea for 1 cup, you make right.
Okay.
That one
Okay.
cup you take this 10 leaves, or if you have that powder, as you said, you got powder, panchang powder. That
Mm-hmm.
powder you can add a half spoon, and you can mix it with that, and you can make that kashaya, and you can give it.
Okay. Okay, ma'am.
Yeah,
Thank you.
less than half spoon will be better.
Less than half spoon is good enough.
Yeah.
Okay. And again, if I can ask this question, I have heard, I mean, I have known some people, those who say that when we are plucking tulsi,
Huh.
there are some specific mantras and we should not pluck it on Sunday. Is that also anywhere, any reference in
Actually,
Shastras?
Sunday reference is not there, sir. Actually,
Okay.
only on Ekadashi day, Dwadashi day, we won't pluck it.
Okay. Otherwise, there's no
Otherwise,
mentioning in all the
yeah, what not
all the
watering
Sahitas.
on Sundays and all that. It got
Okay.
little hyper, and
Okay.
people spread it on different things. But basically, there is that story behind that about Ekadashi Vrata and all. Next time,
Mm-hmm.
I'll try to figure out for that also some scientific explanation.
Mm-hmm.
But
And
yeah.
some also say that we should not chew it. We should not, I mean, get it inside. Either we should get the kashayas or the thing. Is there any reference of these things also in our Sahitas that we should not chew it?
Should not chew it is not there. It says that some mercury something and all. It is
Okay.
not there anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it is not there. I
So
at least I never read anything something like that.
okay, so that's fine.
It is Durgandha Shamana. Durgandha Shamana means it actually takes out bad breath.
Okay, so there's no issue in chewing it.
Yeah, not much. Actually, that is the reason we should be very careful with tulsi.
Okay.
Not because it happens something and all, but there is no such explanation that you should actually gulp so many and so many.
Yeah,
Very
yeah.
restricted usage.
Okay. Okay. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you.
Ma'am, there is a general concern, a general intention to know whether we can take tulsi on daily basis, like 3 to 4 leaves, we can chew it or not, we can make a tea from it or not. So what you suggest? Yeah, you
3
already
to 4 leaves is okay. 3 to 4 leaves is okay.
Okay.
But continuously, if you say 3 to 4 leaves, these days everybody are like hyper healthy, right?
Mm-hmm.
So they are going on doing something or other with all these items. So that is where we have to be very cautioned.
Okay.
3 to
So
4 is okay to make it as a tea.
okay. Okay.
And we have to stop. As we said, continuously taking something is not good.
True.
So after some time we have to stop. So when is that sometime one is uh, so much addicted to it and they think they are very healthy, right? So it is very tough for us to make them stop it. That's what happened with one of my patient with what is this lemongrass. Yeah. That is the reason I try to mention in my talks about these teas without having the proper knowledge of why you are using it and who advised you for what purpose. There should be some purpose. If one is telling you to use it to face, some purpose should be there. If someone is telling you to take it with honey, there is some purpose. Maybe you have cold or running nose or something. And that morning sneezes, I forgot to mention. Morning sneezes, if somebody is having continuous sneezes, they will have. For that, just sniffing the tulsi, tulsi powder or tulsi with either garlic paste or nugget soup. Nugget soup means drumstick leaves. You add these everything as a paste will be wonderful, but if not paste also, just leaves also. You put it in a kerchief with garlic, minced garlic. You smell it. Those sneezes are because of allergic problem, right? Allergic rhinitis or some kind of allergies. So it will be gone. It will be gone in time period. It's one easy method of using tulsi. And about that lemongrass, what I was discussing, right? Why I was not ready to encourage such practices. One of my patients, actually, he was having a very this burning mouth problem. He said, doctor, I was having this burning mouth problem, and I could not even drink water or even buttermilk also. If I'm drinking water also, my mouth is burning. I cannot do anything. Please suggest me something. He asked me in the phone. I said, no, why don't you come to clinic? We'll take case history and we'll see. He didn't tell me because many of the people these days think that they are super healthy, following all the so-called healthy tips. He didn't tell me, and I was keeping on asking. There will be something which he might be doing, which I have to undo it. All that, thinking when I was poking on each and every point from morning to night what he is doing. He said regularly from last 3 months I am taking lemongrass tea. So I asked, okay, why are you taking lemongrass tea? Is it tasty for you or somebody suggested you? What is the purpose of it? No, everybody in my group will go at the lunchtime for having lemongrass tea. So I also thought it will be good only. When I browsed in the internet, it was having so many. For internet, everything will say anti-lipidemic, anti-stress, anti-diabetic, everything. So it is pretty confusing. And he was using it for 3 months and he was suffering it with this problem from 1 month. It is like totally some big infection happened kind of thing, and it was red, and he could not, one part of mouth, he could not even chew anything properly. Chew, forget about chew. He was not able to drink water also. He's like burning for him. Then he told lemon tea. I just said, will you accept one point of me? I will tell you to stop lemon tea. Will you listen? He said, no, 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 nothing happens with lemon tea. It is actually helping me to lose weight too. It actually is making me feel energetic, all that. That is wrong, doctor, he said. then okay, there is nothing for you to treat actually. You just stop it and let me know. You don't need to come to me. You just let me know how it worked. Then I don't know what made him stop that. After 15 days, he told, "Thank you, doctor. Now my burning mouth is gone and I can actually eat anything. It is totally gone." "What did you do? You went to any doctor? Tell me the treatment." No, I didn't go anywhere. I just stopped lemon tea. I just wanted to check whether it really works or not. I stopped lemon tea. Now I'm free for taking anything.
So, ma'am, how you identified that lemon tea is causing a problem to him?
That is my secret. How can I say?
Okay. Yeah.
Actually, what I wanted to convey here is, it is not a universal treatment. Maybe it worked somebody wonderful. And it was not working for his body type.
Okay.
It aggravated his pitta content more.
Okay.
So everything was perfect. Everything was normal. He's very positive person. Everything. But once he stopped that, after he sent so many patients where they think their treatment is ultimate and they know everything, like that, some 7 to 8 patients he sent me. And with simple trick, it's simple. With whatever you are doing, you just undo it. Problem is solved. That is only the thing today we need. Is more than 60 to 70%. We have to undo what we are doing. And we have to start something, redo what we used to do olden days.
True. That is why we are doing we are in a natural eco-living group to follow the old ways.
Yeah, nice to be here. I'm so glad that I'm in a good company today to talk about, and many are, I hope I'm not boring anyone.
No, ma'am. Actually, time is running, but there are many questions coming up. Yeah, one question is, nowadays we are having a Panchtulsi liquid available in the market. They suggest to add that a few drops in water and drink it. It will give some more benefits. So what you do suggest for that?
Good only. That's what that Tulsi Arka is, that only. Yeah. Panchtulsi, actually it is, I shouldn't comment anything about commercial activities. It is just a gimmick, but it's okay. You can use it, no problem.
Okay. Yeah.
Either one Tulsi or five Tulsis doesn't make any difference, because as per Ayurveda, all Tulsis are having same quality, chemical composition wise. Even chemical composition wise also, they didn't segregate it to different varieties. And as per Ayurveda also, there are only 2 varieties, white and black, Krishna Tulsi and this Rama Tulsi, Shweta Tulsi. That's it. Okay. So 5 Tulsis or 10 Tulsis, it doesn't matter. It is all gimmick to attract you.
Okay.
Even 1 Tulsi is also same, Panch Tulsi. Nothing wrong is not there. You can use it.
Okay. Now, just now you mentioned about sneezing problem, right? The voice was breaking. Can you repeat once again? You said take few Tulsi leaves, mix it with garlic.
Tulsi leaves and with the garlic, minced garlic. What you call it, minced garlic means make a paste of it, small paste.
Okay.
Small paste where you can put like Caravan tablets used to come, right? You open it on the kerchief and you sniff it when the cold was more. Like that, you make little some 4-5 cloves of garlic paste. Or paste is messy means you can actually take the garlic oil or something, whichever is easy for you, fancy and easy. Put that oil on the kerchief and take Tulsi leaves juice or Tulsi leaves or anything which can actually give that smell to you. If not Tulsi, actually it can be done with Nuge Sappu, these drumstick leaves or all this stuff. But now we are talking about Tulsi. Tulsi you can actually add with this and sniff it in the early morning.
Okay. For how many days?
Smell it till you feel better. There is no harm in it, right?
Yeah. So either
usually maybe like 3 weeks time you will get the result.
Okay. Yeah. So either Tulsi leaves or drumstick leaves.
Yeah, drumstick.
Okay.
And actually even somebody will be having rashes, unknown etiology for that. there will be no diagnosis for that. You can add actually tulsi and haridra powder, haridra, this turmeric.
Mm-hmm.
You can add that with pinch of neem.
Okay.
Neem means this neem powder, you know, right?
Mm-hmm.
Neem, these three, and you can put it to your itching. Itching will be vanished.
Okay. Yeah. We'll take one more question from Senthilji.
Yeah.
Sir, ask your question.
Hello.
Yeah.
Yes, namaste. Actually, most of questions will be answered. One thing is this Tulsi tablets can be used. Where can I get it in Bangalore? Tulsi tablets.
Where can you get it?
Uh,
Any store, sir. Upadhyaya store, you know?
Upadhyaya store.
Upadhyaya. Anything of Ayurveda, you get it there. That's where I used to work before. Anything. Now I'm not there. I'm not having any marketing this thing, but I'm just telling you because much of this I don't know. But there I used to see all the products, whatever product newly comes or old one, you will see. He is the distributor in entire Karnataka.
What is it? Upadhyaya. Where is it? Bangalore.
Upadhyaya. Bangalore. It is in one in actually main branch is in Shantinagar. They have distributor centers throughout Bangalore. One in this Majestic, one in Matikere, one in Shrirampuram.
Okay, we'll try in Shantinagar, madam. Okay.
Yeah, anything. Even if you tell
then
them.
What about for the sinus headache? How can you use the Tulsi leaves?
Yeah, one is to just sniff it, Tulsi leaves. And the next one is you can actually make Tulsi juice and put 1 or 2 drops, nasal drops.
Acid, okay.
Yeah,
yeah.
I think
Be careful. If you never used it before, means you should be little careful.
Okay. Yeah,
Okay,
I think.
you,
yeah. Ma'am, one more thing. Nowadays, obesity is the more problem, and many people are following different kinds of diet, lifestyles, and all this stuff. So, can we use tulsi or any tulsi seeds to control the obesity?
Actually, it is not as when you are asking about sabja. Yeah, it sounded me you are leading there only. But yeah, I don't actually recommend tulsi as the main thing because when you are on the weight loss aim, you will be thinking fast. When will I reduce? When will I reduce? But I don't recommend tulsi for that. It is not mentioned for that problem. If Agni is weak, I would say, yeah, it is anyways carnative. So it helps in one form. It actually also acts as anulomana, vata anulomana. If any gas problem is there, that also it will relieve. But as such, it will not work on your fat tissue. So it is not basically aimed at your obesity problem. Yeah, obesity you can use for nugget soup. Nugget soup means drumstick. Drumstick you can use. Drumstick leaf you can use for obesity. There are many other good stuff for obesity. You can use betel leaves and this today actually if time was there I was about to talk on betel leaf also because I was not sure whether I will continue tulsi for 1 hour full stretch. So I was thinking of talking about betel. When you asked about weight loss, for weight loss this betel leaf with black pepper can be used as weight loss tip also. You can increase it the black pepper quantity till it reaches up to 10 and then decrease it. Or if 10 will be more for you, at least 5 till 5 you can use it and then decrease it. Like that model you can use it and it helps you in weight loss because even tambula also is having the same property and even black pepper also will help in that Agni Manja very well. That those kind of things will be good in weight loss.
Ma'am,
Where
actually,
weight loss should maintain the Agni, and fat tissue should be burnt. That should be the aim in weight loss.
And basically, whenever there is excess of heat, in this is a home recipe that soak the sabza seeds and take that water. But you are saying that is not the right way to use. Any simple remedy to reduce the body heat because summer is coming?
You can actually use what you can use. This amla you can use. Soaked amla you can use. Sabja you can use, but that is not the actually. If you come to a doctor, he will not tell you to use sabja seeds. Sabja seeds, it got into internet through. I would say.
Oh, okay.
I would say that, but because when I see it in Ayurveda text kind of information, I would not suggest it as that controlling your heat. There are many other ways to control your heat. Yeah.
Okay, got it. Yeah, we'll take another question from Meghna ji.
Yes, good evening.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just wanted to ask like that tulsi and giloy or that one mix in the gomutra and make the ark. That is good for this thing, health.
What is that, tulsi?
Tulsi and giloy ark made in the gomutra. So that is good.
Which
if we are taking 1 teaspoon in the morning with the water.
Which company, who is making that? So
that
many
is
combinations. Gila is good. Pardon?
Actually, one Goshala is making in Uttarakhand. There is
for what you are taking. For what you are taking.
Just for the build the immunity and to stop the cough and cold to happen.
Yeah, you can take, because giloy is also vata kapha action it will do, and same tulsi also will do, but there should be a limit for it.
Okay, how long we should take?
You can take up to 6 weeks maybe.
Okay, then we should
because
stop.
I never advised actually tulsi with giloy, so I don't have the authority to tell, but as such in vague I'm telling that maybe you can use up to 6 weeks and then you can stop. Again you can use it after 2 weeks or 3 weeks.
Okay, stop something and then start again.
Yeah, then start.
And I am having the itching in the body because my liver enzymes are too high. So will tulsi help in that?
Not alone tulsi.
Yeah. So basically, because of the internet or online facility, many people are thinking that medicine is good, that medicine is good. Then they started taking
not alone
on their
tulsi,
own.
Madam, but definitely you can contact that your Goshala person or whoever any Ayurveda person in that Goshala. Definitely he can help you, because most of the Ayurvedic herbs are hepatoprotective. We have wonderful medicines, so definitely you will get a relief there. Go have a proper body examination through Ayurveda process. You will get benefited.
Okay, thank you.
So from having these webinars, what many times I understood that without any need, we should not take a medicine. That too, we need to take under a doctor's supervision.
Yeah, we have to feel we are not patients.
Yeah, exactly.
Attending webinar, we are just trying to enhance our knowledge. We know so many things, as now you got cleared with some stuff, and I came to know about that Goshala. We are enhancing our knowledge. And this is not any clinic that we are taking treatment here. This is just for knowledge purpose only. Only treatment can happen with direct interaction.
Exactly.
Even for that 1 drop of tulsi also, I would say if somebody asked for one small kid, can I take this tulsi on a daily basis as the season is there? Tulsi is antiviral, antibacterial. But I cannot say so and so pandemics, now will it work or not? I didn't do this pandemic research, right? So I don't have any authority to say that, yeah, you can go ahead and do.
Yeah.
In general, what it was, because this is a new thing. Nobody can tell anything for it.
Exactly,
right?
Yeah.
So whatever we had before and whatever we are doing in our regular practice, we were telling so far.
Yeah. We'll take one more question from Sriramji.
Hello.
Sriram, ask your question.
Yeah. See,
Yeah.
I had a lower back problem. Basically, my calcium was less and vitamin D3 was in the range of 13-14. And then someone told me, basically, Ayurvedic doctor, to take drumstick leaves in the morning, apart from green juice, and 1 grain equivalent of chuna, khane wala chuna. So I'm taking it on a regular basis for last 6 months. So I have found it and apart from that, I'm doing other thing also, like having sesame seeds, I think. So this drumstick leaf, can I take it regularly? I have powder, drumstick leaves powder, half a spoon every day.
Yeah, you can take half spoon is okay.
It's okay.
Yeah.
And what about chuna? What about chuna? That limestone or whatever you.
You can take.
That also. Okay. Thanks. Regularly, can we take these both regularly?
Whatever he told, because I don't know. Whatever he mentioned.
No, you said for Tulsi also, you said that continuously it should not be taken. So I'm just saying.
Yeah, even chuna also you shouldn't take. Chuna also you shouldn't take. So better consult him. When my patient comes to me, I will not tell him to take chuna for that long period. So better consult him. Maybe he told with some of the points observing you while case taking and all that.
No, so this is
for B12 also. For B12 also.
Yeah, B12. Yeah, B12 was also less, right?
I don't know whether you took points from him or whatever, how you are following it, I don't know. But B12 also can be corrected through the regular diet habits and proper Prakriti identification and going through that Prakriti medication. Definitely B12 can be also corrected.
So my Prakriti is Pith, Pith, and then Pith is, I'm not Kapha, so Pith Prakriti. So I don't know.
Something like this Bunimba. Bunimba, you know, sir. This Nela Usiri in Telugu we call Bhumya Amlaki.
Okay.
That kind of medicines will work.
Okay.
We don't have specific B12 medicines and all. By assessing the Prakriti, we will relate to the problem and we'll show you the results. That's the magic of Ayurveda.
So I'm not having any medicine, only having sunlight every day, maybe for an hour.
Yeah, sunlight is good, but at the same time, B12 also, you should have the change of diet and proper medication for your Prakriti.
So what all can we have? Someone with less B12 and less vitamin D3 and less calcium. What do you suggest? Any herbal or anything?
That again a different topic. Cannot suggest. It is not supplement based. Ayurveda is not a supplement based.
I mean to say we need to follow. Okay. Okay. Thank you very much. Thanks.
Yeah. We'll take another question last question from Sudhavanji. Sudhavan.
Hello.
Yeah.
Hello, ma'am. Hello. Am I audible?
Yes.
Actually, I used to take medication. Hello.
Yeah. Just wait for 1 second.
Okay.